Have you ever wondered what your golden years might look like without family by your side? Today, we're diving into a reality that's becoming increasingly common, yet rarely discussed. Whether you're 50, 60, 70, or beyond, this conversation could change how you view your future. Brace yourself for some hard truths, but also for hope and practical wisdom. Let's talk about being old and alone. Before we dive in, if you enjoy these insights, don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss a new video. Let's begin. 1. The rise of elder orphans, a silent epidemic. I never thought I'd be one of them, an elder orphan. It sounds so final. But here I am, 69 years old, living in low-income senior housing. No kids, no spouse, no close family to lean on. And I'm far from alone in this situation. The term elder orphan refers to older adults aging without traditional family support. We're a growing group, about 12% of people over 50. That's millions facing their golden years alone. But why is this happening? Our society has changed dramatically. Families are smaller and more scattered. Divorce rates have climbed. Some chose not to have children. Others have become estranged from family. We're also living longer, often outliving spouses, and sometimes even our children. This isn't just a personal issue. It's a societal challenge we're woefully unprepared for. Our healthcare system often relies on family members to advocate for patients and provide care. But who fills that role for elder orphans? Social services are stretched thin, unable to provide the comprehensive support that family members once did. Housing is another critical issue. Options for older adults without family support are limited and often unaffordable. Many of us are left to navigate aging in place, in homes not designed for our changing needs. Look around any senior community, and you'll see the faces of this epidemic. There's Sarah, who never married and devoted her life to her career, now struggling with loneliness. There's John, whose children live across the country, too busy to visit more than once a year. And there's me, child-free by choice, now grappling with the long-term implications of that decision. We're not just statistics. We're people with rich lives and valuable contributions to make. But we're also vulnerable, facing challenges our society isn't equipped to address. The rise of elder orphans is a wake-up call, forcing us to rethink how we support aging adults and prepare for our own futures. As elder orphans, we need to be vocal about our experiences and needs. We must advocate for policies and services that support independent aging. And we need to build new kinds of communities and support networks to fill the gaps left by traditional family structures. The epidemic of elder orphans is silent no more. It's time for us to speak up, to be seen, and to demand the support and resources we need to age with dignity and purpose. 2. The hidden costs of aging alone: financial, emotional, and societal burdens. Let's talk money. Aging is expensive, and the costs are often hidden until they hit us all at once. Healthcare, housing, daily needs, the expenses add up quickly. Now, imagine facing all of that without family support. The financial burden of aging alone is staggering, and many of us are unprepared for it. Here's a hard truth. 77% of people over 50 haven't made concrete plans for their old age. No living will, no power of attorney, no long-term care strategy. Yet, 70% of us will need some form of long-term care. This lack of preparation isn't just personal negligence. It's a societal failure to educate and support people in planning for their later years. For many elder orphans, financial insecurity is a constant worry. Social Security might keep a roof over our heads, but what happens if we need more care? Assisted living or nursing homes can quickly deplete any savings, leaving us with few choices and little autonomy. But the costs aren't just financial. There's an emotional toll that's harder to quantify, but just as real. Loneliness and isolation are epidemic among older adults, and for those without family, the risk is even higher. The fear of falling ill with no one to advocate for us, or of dying alone, can be paralyzing. Depression and anxiety are common among older adults, and when you're alone, these issues can spiral unchecked. There's no one to notice the signs, no one to encourage seeking help. The stigma around mental health, especially for our generation, can make it even harder to reach out for support. Then there's the loss of identity and purpose that many of us struggle with. Throughout our lives, many of us defined ourselves by our roles: parent, spouse, worker. As we age and lose these roles, we can feel adrift. For those with family, grandchildren often provide a new sense of purpose. But for elder orphans, we have to work harder to find meaning and connection in our later years. The costs of aging alone ripple out beyond the individual. Society bears a burden too. When elder orphans can't afford proper care, it often falls to already strained public resources. Emergency rooms become de facto primary care for those who can't manage their health alone. Social services struggle to fill the gaps left by absent family members. We need to talk about these costs: financial, emotional, and societal. Not to scare anyone, but to prepare. Knowledge is power, and in this case, it might just be our lifeline. We need comprehensive financial education for adults of all ages, focusing on the realities of aging and long-term care. We need better mental health support, tailored to the needs of older adults. And we need to build communities that foster intergenerational connections and support. As elder orphans, we need to be proactive. We can't change our family situations, but we can take steps to mitigate the costs of aging alone. This might mean exploring communal living arrangements, investing in long-term care insurance if possible, or creating strong social networks before we're in crisis. The costs of aging alone are high, but they're not insurmountable. By facing them head-on, we can work towards a future where aging alone doesn't mean aging in crisis. 3. The changing landscape of aging, then and now. I often think about my mother's generation. She grew up during the Great Depression, lived through World War II. Times were tough, but families stuck together. Communities looked out for each other. It wasn't just a nice idea, it was survival. Fast forward to today. The world has changed dramatically. We value independence and self-reliance, which aren't bad things in themselves, but they've come at a cost. That communal safety net? It's full of holes now. We've gained individual freedom, but we've lost something in terms of community cohesion. In many cultures, caring for aging parents is still considered an honor. But in the US, it's often seen as a burden, a responsibility to be outsourced if possible. How did we get here? Part of it is longevity. We're living longer than ever before. When Social Security was introduced in the 1930s, life expectancy was around 62 years. Now, it's nearly 80. That's a triumph of modern medicine, but it brings new challenges. Longer lives often mean more years needing care, more years of potential dependency. Our systems, both societal and familial, haven't caught up to this new reality. Urbanization and mobility have played a role too. In agrarian societies, multiple generations often lived and worked together. But as we've moved to cities and jobs have become more specialized, families have scattered. It's not uncommon now for parents and adult children to live hundreds or thousands of miles apart. As elder orphans, we're at the forefront of this changing landscape. We're highlighting the gaps in our current systems, but we're also pioneers, forging new paths for what aging can look like in the 21st century. We have the opportunity and the responsibility to shape the future of aging, to advocate for policies and programs that support independent aging, to create new models of community and care that can benefit not just us, but future generations. 4. Navigating the challenges: health, home, and heart. Let's get practical. Aging alone presents unique challenges, but they're not insurmountable. It all starts with taking care of yourself. Your health, physical, mental, and emotional, is your most valuable asset. Physical health is crucial. Regular exercise, a balanced diet, and routine checkups aren't just good habits. They're survival strategies. They're about preserving your independence and quality of life. I'm on this journey myself, slowly losing weight and staying active. It's not easy, but it's necessary. Mental health is equally important. Anxiety and depression are common among older adults, especially those aging alone. Don't hesitate to seek professional help if you need it. Meditation, hobbies, and staying socially active can also boost your mental well-being. Cognitive health matters too. Keep your mind sharp with puzzles, reading, or learning new skills. Then there's the question of home. Where will you live as you age? Many of us are in homes not designed for our changing needs. Start thinking about this now. Can you modify your current home? Are there co-housing options in your area? Some elder orphans are forming intentional communities, pooling resources to create shared living spaces with built-in support. Loneliness is perhaps the biggest challenge. It's not just about being alone, it's about feeling disconnected and forgotten. For some, pets provide companionship and purpose. For others, it's about building new connections through volunteering or community groups. Technology can help too, but use it to enhance, not replace, real-world interactions. The key is to be proactive. Plan now, while you have choices. Have those difficult conversations with yourself. Face your fears head-on. Be realistic about your needs, but also hopeful about your ability to create a fulfilling life. Remember, aging alone doesn't mean you have to face every challenge by yourself. Reach out, build your network, and create your own support system. It's not just about surviving, it's about thriving on your own terms. 5. Rewriting the story. From survival to thriving. Being an elder orphan isn't a sentence to a miserable old age. It's a challenge, yes, but also an opportunity to rewrite the story of what aging can look like. It's time to shift our mindset from merely surviving to actively thriving. Start by confronting your fears. Those 3 a.m. worries about ending up alone and forgotten? Acknowledge them, then challenge them. Replace those fears with plans and actions. Create a living will. Research long-term care options. Build your support network. These steps aren't just practical, they're empowering. Look for role models. There are elder orphans out there living vibrant, meaningful lives. Learn from them. Maybe it's the retired teacher who started a community garden, or the widower who became a mentor to at-risk youth. They've found purpose and connection, and so can you. Embrace lifelong learning. Take that art class you've always been curious about. Learn a new language. Master a new technology. These aren't just hobbies, they're investments in your cognitive health and adaptability. Cultivate intergenerational connections. Volunteer at a school. Mentor a young professional. These relationships provide you with purpose while offering younger generations the benefit of your wisdom. Explore innovative living arrangements. Co-housing communities and home-sharing programs can provide the support that traditional family structures once did. Prioritize your physical health, but do it in ways that bring joy and connection. Join a walking group or take up Tai Chi in the park. Most importantly, recognize your own resilience. You've navigated life's challenges to get this far. You have wisdom, experience, and strength. Draw on these as you face the challenges ahead. Remember, aging alone doesn't mean aging without purpose or joy. It means being intentional about creating meaning and connection. It means being brave enough to reach out, to ask for help when you need it, to offer help when you can. We're pioneers, forging a new path for aging. By rewriting our stories, we're not just improving our own lives, we're creating a blueprint for future generations. We're showing that it's possible to age with grace, purpose, and community, even without traditional family support. The story of elder orphans can be one of resilience, reinvention, and finding family in unexpected places. It's up to us to write that story, to live it, and to pass it on. We've faced some hard truths about aging alone, but remember, you're not alone in being alone. Millions of us are navigating this path. Take action now. Plan for your future. Prioritize your health. Build your community. Embrace the challenge of rewriting the aging story. With preparation, resilience, and a shift in perspective, we can do more than just survive. We can thrive. Your journey as an elder orphan isn't just about you. It's about pioneering a new way of aging for generations to come. Thank you for watching the entire video. If you find these insights valued, please comment 1. If not, comment 0. Your feedback means a lot to us. See you next time.